And elsewhere on the international front, Nigerian President Bola Tinubu reshuffles his 45-member cabinet. We've got detail of these stories and many more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with the views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit our social media pages on Facebook and on X.
The news now in detail. In the never-ending drama of the 8th Parliament, the new Patriotic Party NPP caucus in the House has requested for an emergency recall of the legislature. The emergency request comes barely 24 hours after the Speaker, Alban Babin, adjourned sitting indefinitely yesterday. In a letter addressed to the Speaker, the NPP caucus highlighted some important government business that has to be approved. Some of the significant matters listed in the letter include tax exemptions for companies under the One District, One Factory program, bills and Financial Stability Fund. Citing the Constitution and Parliament standing orders, the NPP caucus noted that the Speaker, Babin, is bound to recall Parliament in 7 days after receiving the letter. Let me now take you through some legal basis for this request on your screens right now. To ensure clarity and emphasize the legal foundation of this request, the NPP caucus respectfully draws your attention to the following provisions presented. Under the Standing Order 51.3, it reiterates, 53.1, it reiterates that despite any other provision, 15% of the members of Parliament will request a meeting of Parliament and the Speaker shall within 7 days after the receipt of the request summon Parliament. It goes further to state that Parliament shall convene within 7 days after the issuance of the notice of summons. The Speaker may summon a sitting of the House before the date or time to which the House has been adjourned or at any date or time after the House has been adjourned sine die. The Speaker may also summon a sitting of the House before the date or time to which the House has been adjourned or at any date These are urgent matters for consideration. These are the bills. These include the Environmental Protection Agency Bill 2024, Social Protection Bill, the Customs Amendment Bill, the Budget Bill, the Ghana Boundary Commission Bill, as well as the Interstate Succession Bill.
Right, so we can now go live on the phone, Portia, to speak to Member of Parliament for South Dai, Roxanne Nelson Dafia-Mekpo. Thank you, Mr. Dafia-Mekpo, for your time. As been rightly pointed out by my colleague, Portia Gabo, there's quite a lot of government business to deal with in the House of Parliament. And I'm just wondering if this recall is not justified.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful to have joined you. Let me say good evening to my constituents in particularly province of Congo. First of all, this recall is a classical example of an abuse of the parliamentary processes available to us. Pure abuse, nothing more. Now, you are aware that this group of MPs, the NPP group of MPs in Parliament, wrote a letter dated 31st July, the day after Speaker had attended the second meeting, when the second meeting of the life of this Parliament in this year had come to an end on 30th July. On 31st, they wrote a very scathing letter, practically insulting the Speaker, and canvassing some grounds for purposes of a recall. And if your producer can dig up that letter, check if there's any difference between the letter they wrote, the grounds they canvassed in that memo to Speaker asking for the recall, and the emergency circumstances in this one. Nothing. In fact, the only difference is that they changed the date. So, for instance, how does the 2022 bill, 2022 instance-based succession bill, become a matter of urgent public importance? How? How is that possible? Because that bill has been sitting before Parliament for the past 3 years. And mind you, the NDC in Parliament, we don't control, we don't dictate government business. Government business is dictated by the Honorable Agbenu Markin, who now is a minority leader. And so you just can't understand this guy. But what we are saying is that I've already said it somewhere tonight, that I'm also going for constitutional interpretation as to whether or not the constitutional provision being invoked by the NPP members in Parliament, the minority group in Parliament of record, is right or not.
But Roxanne, it's often been said that even in court, there must be an end to litigation. This, eighth Parliament has been saddled with a lot of controversy. I mean, aren't you ready to move beyond all the controversies and consider that we do have a lot of government business to transact? Why don't you put the nation first, the interests of the general public, and consider the fact that there are things to be done in Parliament? Let's find a way to talk about this and go back to Parliament.
The people who have been given the power, the executive power of state to exercise, which is the NPP, are toying with the interests of the state. And I've given you a picture. I told you that on 30th of July this year, just last July, the Speaker determined that we didn't have much to do because government business before him, there was very little to do. Because if we went to the chamber and you asked government for business, they were not ready. They had gone to their constituencies and they were campaigning. So eventually...
So now they say they are ready to do business.
Hold on.
What is your side and what is your side going to...
Can you listen to me?
We don't have much time, Roxanne. I just want to find out what do you intend to do?
So let me make the submission. So that in their own letter before Parliament, they listed a lot of bills and motions that is the thing that were of urgent nature as far back as 31st of July 2024. When Speaker gave them the opportunity for a recall, and they came to Parliament, we spent 2 days in Parliament. These guys didn't do jack. So after 2 days of wasting everybody's time, we went away. Then the ordinary session of Parliament being on holiday came to an end. So Speaker summoned us on the 15th day of October 2024 to come back to start the 3rd meeting of Parliament for the 4th year. Now, for the first week, the government, the NPP party, which has formed government, will not pay attention to business on the floor. Go and check, for instance, other paper for the 16th day of October. Hold on, I have it in my hand, so if you let me read.
You've got to make it very snappy, Roxanne.
Hold on.
We don't have much time.
Snappy.
I'm afraid I can't take...
Very, very rapid.
Right.
They are, for instance, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana Amendment Bill. It was advertised. Then we had
I'm afraid it looks like we've lost Roxanne Dafiamekpo on the phone lines. But you're still watching News 360. If you just tuned in, this is our major news bulletin. We're streaming live on Facebook, also live on your DSTV channel 279.
In more news tonight, the New Patriotic Party has accused the opposition NDC of attempting to rig the 2024 general elections using what they describe as crude, undemocratic and unpatriotic methods contained in a document the NPP has uncovered. Director of Communications of the party, Richard Ahiagba, says recent happenings in Parliament are all contained in the document. There's more in this report.
The New Patriotic Party claims to have uncovered a confidential document from the National Democratic Congress, which they describe as a strategic blueprint aimed at seizing power through underhand tactics.
Moving on to the NDC's document to win the election 2024, which I've just shown you, our verification shows it's not a fake document. It's a true document, a document the NDC has been working with. The document consists of 11 chapters, each directing the NDC on various disruptive, unfair, and outright crude tactics. It has a central objective, which is for the NDC to obtain power by every means necessary, fair or foul, but primarily through foul means.
Addressing the media, NPP Communications Director Richard Ahiagba alleged that the document exposes the opposition's intention to frustrate government efforts and bring the nation to a standstill.
From what we have read in the document, the NDC had a plan right from January 8, 2021 to frustrate the government and make it unpopular through foul means to win power December 7, 2024. This document we have uncovered from the NDC promotes crude, undemocratic and unpatriotic means of achieving political power.
He pointed to recent development in Parliament, stating that the document outlines a deliberate strategy to disrupt the legislative process, allegedly with the involvement of Speaker Alban Gbagben.
What is not expected is the active participation of Mr. Speaker. As a friend of mine would say, Mr. Speaker has crossed the be careful line. In other words, Mr. Speaker is beyond redemption as a statesman who ought to help glue Parliament together and see to government business to further the lots of Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker is irredeemable. So you have a situation where the NDC, for some odd reason, decides that it wants to be majority. And so therefore, in partnership with Speaker, Mr. Speaker is actively aiding that seeming coup d'etat by the NDC in Parliament.
Commending the MPP caucus in Parliament for displaying maturity and observing the rule of law, Richard Ahiagba accused the NDC of masterminding the country's need for an IMF bailout, amongst others.
The NDC was actively canvassing and promoting that the government goes for an IMF program. Nobody knew that it was part of a grand scheme to create a financial squeeze for the country. Hence, but I submit to you with the evidence from this document, you see that that was just a ploy. And in fact, they, the NDC, were creating the condition for the eventual acceptance to go to IMF, because they have deliberately disrupted and ensured that government business will not pass in Parliament.
This is your election command center. Now, flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, has appealed to the chiefs, clergy and Muslim clerics to repose confidence in him to resolve their challenges. Now, speaking on his tour of the Volta region, Dr. Bawumia explained that a vote for him will set a mechanized system to support the production of rice, which is the mainstay of the people of Ketu North.
If you vote for Bawumia, you will have accountability. You have accountability. Because I have to come back. I have to come back in 4 years' time and tell the people of Ketu North what I have done for them. Toby had mentioned that we need to revamp the GUTA Technical and Vocational School, because it was only recently, I think that was last year, that it was given the free TVET status. And the other technical and vocational schools, we have sent state-of-the-art equipment. We need to bring some to the school here. So that is something that is required. The town roads is another major problem that we need to address as quickly as possible. The Veta to Georgia Road is also another one that has been mentioned. The water treatment facilities and also water. So because I know I have to give an account, I'm going to work very hard to deliver for you so that in 4 years I can say I finished these roads, I finished this water, and so on.
And the flag bearer of the NDC has outlined his vision to revitalize markets across the country. Speaking on his Greater Accra Regional Campaign Tour, John Mahama says it remains a priority of the NDC to modernize traditional markets, incorporating essential amenities that are welcome to both patrons and market women.
Nungwa Market Association NDC Caucus, welcome. We have a program in our manifesto we call the Market Enhancement Program. If you look in this country, most of the modern markets that exist have been built under NDC administration. A market must be inviting for people to be able to go in and buy. A market must be appetizing. Nobody wants to go into a market which is muddy and go and dirty their feet. And so we have a market enhancement program. We're going to identify key markets across the country, and we're going to modernize those markets, make them very nice so that our mothers and sisters can get a good place to do their trade. Ezu Candy Siba Jan oni yo Ghana fe wabasa koni wamami meke wa sisters abana heni yefo ni akechuni eja ke mofiamo small ni ebaya jano no oyafe your feet and then oyafe oni ne poto mofiamo small nakai. We are going to promote vocational skills amongst young people so that young people can learn a skill. And when you learn a skill, we'll give you a certificate. So when we're recruiting into the security services, because with the 24-hour economy, we realize that we'll need about 25,000 more police officers.
Presidential candidate of the All People's Congress, Hassan Ayariga, says an APC government will in 2025 replace the meter billing system for electricity and water with a flat rate. Now, during his engagement with the leadership of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, the APC leader also emphasized the need to promote commerce by reducing taxes to 5%.
Hassan Ayariga called on the leadership of the Ghana Union of Traders, GUTA, to discuss his vision and policies with them. Hassan Ayariga expressed his commitment to prioritize trade and commerce for rapid economic growth and sustainability. The APC leader is confident of implementing a duty-free port and scrap some taxes.
And that when I become president, all of you will bring in your goods, free duty, no more duty on any commodity. No more duty. I am not coming to promise you anything. I am telling you the policy. This is not a promise.
Including cars.
Including cars, everything free duty. Togo is doing it right here. So the duty free, there are going to be only 5 taxes in Ghana. That is the port charges, shipping charges, Ghana revenue, the charges, home building, income taxes, and the last one are the levies. Every levy, whatever levy it is, will all come under one charge.
When elected into office in 2025, Hassan Ayariga says he will scrap the meter billing system for electricity and water supply in the country.
Under the APC, we are going to introduce what is called the flat rate for ECG, flat rate for Ghana water. No more meters. Meters are deceptive. Meters are a form of taking people's money. Meters are used to lie to people. Your meter is reading more than you are consuming. And the ECG is ripping Ghanaians off.
A permanent ban on the operation of black market forest bureaus will also feature prominently as part of measures to stabilize the cedi against other trading currencies. President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obin, wants the next administration to implement drastic measures to deal with the dominance of foreigners in the local retailing space.
We cannot migrate into manufacturing when the foreigners are being allowed to come into the trading, to distract us, to take us back. So it should be a comprehensive policy of state that they do everything, use the investment laws to contain the foreign traders from coming in.
On Galamsey, the GUTA president called for a different methodology in mining that will not harm the environment. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Accra.
In more news tonight, Oliver Barker-Vormawor has been speaking for the first time since his release on bail. The Constitutional Rights and Policy Strategy Advisor to Pressure Group was one of 54 protesters arrested, charged to court and subsequently released on bail. In a soon-to-air episode on Hot Issues with Kemini Amano, he explains why he demobilized the police tow truck as seen in the now viral video.
We had brought a truck which contained medicine, food and water and placards for protesters. It had been parked under the trees that was at near the Cholera station. Not even on the road. It had been stopped there, the driver was out, things like that. Then we saw police officers forming a wall around the vehicle. My understanding, initially, I had assumed that they were trying to prevent the vehicle from moving onto the streets. So I just came and told the driver there was a laptop which was exposed. Take the laptop, raise the windows and close it and go. So that, I mean, it is clear to them that this vehicle wasn't going anywhere. So we're standing there when we saw them bring a tow truck and immediately proceeded to tow the truck. Our initial instinct in that moment was to prevent it. So we stood in front of it as individuals in the ways in which an environmental protester might chain themselves to a tree in the hope that the tree is saved. So we were, putting our bodies on the line to protect it. Obviously, it meant nothing to them. And we started seeing the tow truck get into under our legs. And the video supports this. And so even one of the guys fell on the tow truck.
I see.
And I left, so I walked from it. So I started walking around the tow truck to see, is there a way in which you can demobilize this truck in fear that it might injure the individuals who were there? So I went around it. I couldn't see how. Then I got to where the driver was supposed to be. There was no driver in. Immediately, I am even thinking, but this is so security incompetent to be able to leave a vehicle running in this scenario. So my first instinct is that I turn it off so that it stops.
Reflecting on the incident, do you think it was a reckless thing you did?
I think that it is reckless to deny citizens of their rights. I would do it today and I would do it ever consistently. And in fact, I will invite every citizen whose rights are being oppressed, whether you are subject to unlawful arrest or unlawful seizure of property, that you are constitutionally entitled to resist it. Don't look at the fact that the individuals who are involved in that are police officers. In fact, our anthem mandates us that those who are more likely to oppress us is those who we must resist. So for me, it makes no difference as to who is entitled to violate rights and who is supposed to be able to protect themselves. Protect yourself always.
More of that interview with Kemini Amano. Now, Azizanya, one of the communities hardest hit by the cholera outbreak in the Ada East district, is in dire need of toilet facilities and clean water. In the wake of increasing cases, the District Security Coordinating Council is considering a ban on all social gatherings, while its counterpart, the Ada West district, has already banned the sharing of food and drinks at funerals. My colleague Sarah Penkwa reports.
Azizanya is a coastal community in the Ada East district with residents who are predominantly fishers. Residents have been in distress in the last 2 weeks following the outbreak of cholera in the Ada East and West districts. The community has been hit hard owing to a general lack in good hygiene.
I was told by one of the health workers that about, say, 70 people at the facility, as Zanya is recording about 40. Within a week to 2 me, we are recording the highest number of cases in the health center.
This river is their main source of livelihood for fishing and other household chores. The only toilet facility that would have served the community has been abandoned for the past 11 years, promoting open defecation along the banks of the river and in the bushes. An act which is a major contributing factor to the spread of cholera.
Some people, they will go to the clinic and come back, and suddenly it will, like they'll be vomiting again, and they will take them back again. Some of the villagers have been going to the bush, and some also have been going to the seaside. We don't have a toilet here, and the water too, we need it the most because the river water is not safe for us again.
We need a toilet facility.
Auntie Koliki, whose child got infected with cholera, has not forgotten the ordeal. My child was infected. We spent 3 days at the hospital. It hasn't been easy. The National Commission for Civic Education has also intensified awareness creation in the 2 districts.
Throughout the weekend, we were all the coastal areas, even market day. It was agreed at the meeting that they will meet with the traditional authority to see how best there could be a limit to social gatherings.
The outbreak of the disease and the upsurge in infections have been a major public health concern for authorities. Currently, the communities are being supplied with water twice every week to ensure availability of clean water. But how sustainable is this intervention?
We are sure that by the time tankers will not be able to go again, community water will finish with their extension, and therefore water should be flowing into those communities.
The district chief executive of the Ada West district, Samson Tete, said although his district is not hard hit, interventions being rolled out will be reviewed.
History beckons for Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayoko-Botwe to become the first Ghanaian to be elected as Secretary General of the Commonwealth. She has promised to focus her tenure in office on democratic resilience of member states and economic and climate resilience, which has plagued many island states. Martin Isiedudate reports.
The Commonwealth has a population of about 2.7 billion people, made up of 56 independent member states, comprising 21 African countries, 13 countries from the Caribbean and Americas, 11 countries from the Pacific, 8 countries in Asia, and 3 from Europe. This includes the United Kingdom, which has ties with all these countries due to its colonial history with the countries. The role of the Secretary General of the Commonwealth is primarily to encourage countries to uphold the values and tenets of the Commonwealth, which include democracy, human rights, rule of law, amongst others. Ghana's Shirley Ayoko-Botwe, who has been canvassing for votes across member states, is coming up against stiff competition from 2 other African countries, Joshua Foho Satipa of Lesotho and Mamadou Tangara of the Gambia. Outlining what her key priorities will be if she becomes Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Shirley Ayoko-Botwe noted that she will ensure, amongst others, that member countries focus on 6 thematic areas.
I desire for me, the Commonwealth, to be a leader for democratic renewal and for a bold response to climate change and for a development cooperation framework that guarantees inclusive economic growth, guaranteed social mobility, and effective social protection for all generations. Through my extensive engagement with leaders across the world, I have been able to shape my priorities. And for me, democracy, good governance, Commonwealth values is the overarching one. Trade and investment is another. Youth education, skills, innovation and startups, climate change, small island developing states and small states, managing resources for an effective Commonwealth institution.
On climate change, which affects mainly about 33 of the Commonwealth countries, Shirley Ayokoboche said she will increase advocacy for climate funding for these member states.
You're still watching News 360. Now, people from all walks of life, friends, loved ones, join the family of Justine Agbenu to pay their last respects to one of the teens who lost their lives in a devastating car accident at East Legon. Now, from family to the ordinary guests who managed to utter a word, justice must be served to deter others. Judge Quenin has more.
A solemn day indeed, grief sweeping through the aching hearts of many. Many who could not endure the pain of losing a 12-year-old whose greatest desire of becoming a biologist centered on her love for humanity. Justine Agbenu was one of the teens who died on October 12 at East Legon through a ghastly car accident involving the son of Bishop Salifo Amoakon. High-profile personalities, including the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Dame, NDC parliamentary candidate for Ayawasu West Ward, John Dumelo, MPP General Secretary Justin Kodia, among others, were spotted at the memorial service.
Legon, to be honest with you, most of the roads have speed ramps, and I think that is the only road that doesn't have any speed ramp, the inner roads, if you look at it. And so I think as a matter of urgency, speed ramps should be constructed there.
The wheels of justice this time should not grind slowly. It should serve as quickly as possible and be a deterrent to those who actually take our road for granted and do as they please on our roads.
Parish priest of St. Theresa's Church, Reverend Francis Desina Menuvo, whilst condemning bad parenting, prayed for a forgiving heart for Justine's family.
What can we do? We just pray that parents will be more responsible. We are praying that we will not allow recklessness in our society. For me, a 16-year-old boy to be driving is sheer recklessness.
Justine Agbenu goes home today.
A reminder, still watching News 360, our major news bulletin for the day. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. We'll take a short break. We have more coming up shortly.
You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia, #1 on the ballot.
I love President Charcoal. Why?
When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste.
That's both charcoal and lemon.
Oh, does it?
Yes, look right here.
Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has 2 of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally.
Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smells. For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal. Pepsodent.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
For a bank to rely on, let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be pray, no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody seek a crap, yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Mama, stop worrying. How is Kobna? I got some of his medication. His friends are raising funds to support us.
The kidney disease has taken the toll. But my son and our father is so.
Mama, there is hope. The pharmacist told me about Mahama's policies on chronic diseases. John Mahama is going to establish the Mahama Cares Fund to support Ghanaians with kidney diseases, sickle cell, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, and other heart conditions to support and ease the financial burden on families like ours. Mama, but that is not all. Ghanaians can access free health care when they go to the CHIPS compound, health centers, clinics, and polyclinics. Mama, we have to vote wisely for Kobne's sake. Mama, wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Mahama cares.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN,
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Hello out there, good evening and welcome to the very latest in the world of business. Now, Springfield E&P says it is going ahead to begin further exploration works to determine appraisal of its Athena well. An international tribunal earlier this year ruled in favor of ENI and Vitol in the long-running opposition to Ghana's attempts to impose a unitization agreement on the Asankofa field in the offshore Cape 3 Points block and Springfield Energy's Athena discovery in the West Cape 3 Points 2 block. Now, speaking in an exclusive interview with 3 Business, the Chief Executive Officer of Springfield, Kevin Otri, said they hope to speed up the process towards a unitization.
On July 8th, the Court of Arbitration from Paris made a ruling that Springfield should do some further works, appraise Athena, and 6 months after we finish that, the unitization should be completed. So we are just letting Ghanaians know that we have actually brought a rig in country. It's called a deep sea bolster. And the rig is currently deep offshore on our location. We have brought a rig to come and do the appraisal that was asked of us in order to enable us to finish the unitization and hopefully quickly bring additional production to Ghana's current total oil production. This work would have been done had the unitization been completed earlier, but it would have been done together with E&I. So right now what we're doing is we are complying with the court orders and also doing our appraisal as required by law. So, when the unitization happened, everything was suspended because we were supposed to have done it together. But now that the court said we should do that before the unitization is completed, we are going ahead and yes, we are doing that.
There's an extended interview with Kevin Ochiri later on Business Focus. Now, a senior lecturer at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, Dr. Boakye Yiadom, is advocating for targeted policies to enhance industrial growth and profitability in Ghana. He emphasizes that government support, such as tax incentives and reduced utility tariffs for the manufacturing sector, could make the sector more profitable and attractive to investors.
Dr. Boakye Yiadom's comments follow the Ghana Stock Exchange Equity Market Report, which shows a remarkable 230% increase in the value of shares traded by the third quarter of 2024, primarily driven by the services sector, with manufacturing recording only 0.15%. While he believes the growth is commendable, he emphasized that more needs to be done to list more manufacturing companies.
We will urge government to pay particular attention to the growth in the industry. Yes, the data also point from the GNSS shows that the industry sector is beginning to pick up. If more attention is concentrated in terms of government taxes, in terms of government provision of utilities and support to the industry, I'm sure that investors' confidence will grow in the industries and they will be prepared to invest more, just as we are seeing in the service sector.
President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayim Dake, attributes manufacturers' challenges to unfavorable macroeconomic policies, which he believes have pushed many into debt, complicating their ability to list on the stock market.
You are even limited in your capital formation. Your capital formation is weak because every 2 weeks the exchange rate is eating part of your profit. And the cost that run through by virtue of a multiplicity of tax is also eating into your profit. So no matter what businesses you do, you ask yourself, how do I pay an interest rate over 35+%, which is one of the most highest within the sub-region. So that is why you see the effect on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
Now, in a bid to address Ghana's housing deficit, real estate market leader Indigo Homes Ghana Limited has announced its newest project, that's the Greenwich Park, to offer quality home solutions to residents in Ghana. The group's founder and chief executive officer, Cheryl Mills, highlighted the company's commitment to sustainable development.
The 19-acre community project comprises 270 townhomes with a distinct focus on green living and sustainable environment. The 2, 3 and 4 bedroom townhomes is located adjacent to the Tema Motorway, 30 minutes drive from the Kuska International Airport and close to the Botima Stadium. The Greenwich Park will feature about 2.5 acres of gardens, parks and boulevard walkways, while the townhomes will mirror those in the previous Indigo projects. The founder and CEO of Indigo Homes, Cheryl Mills, said they are committed to providing excellent homes for their customers.
We had a commitment not only to the individuals who bought our homes, but actually to the communities that surround here, that we were going to build a community where people would love to live, that we would build homes where people would love to live, and that we would do that on time and with a level of quality that spoke to our values and the values of those who we knew everyone would embrace, which was namely having a quality home where you could come home, you could not only relax, but you could have a community in which you felt like you truly were in your own home.
To celebrate the launch of Greenwich Park, Indigo Homes encourages potential homeowners to take advantage of this limited offer and secure their place in what will become Ghana's most beautiful residential community. Indigo Homes is an award-winning residential developer and market leader committed to helping people love where they live by building vibrant, moderately priced homes in secure communities in the Greater Accra region.
Reminders to watching News 360. For more business news stories, do well to visit our website. It's www.3news.com.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. a super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is, I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Chale, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay, and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
He's going to play in this weather? Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of illness-causing germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from these germs. Be Dettol sure.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sanlam and Allianz is now Sanlam Allianz, Africa's largest insurer.
Master, I have told you to use Kojak quality oral care products like the Kojak Charcoal toothpaste for strong teeth. Give me the meat.
Sis, that guy.
Ajay, my teeth.
Sis, haven't you heard of Kojak P&F toothpaste and their mouthwash? Right after here, get one for yourself. It helps fight sensitive teeth just like you're experiencing. Hey, sis.
Yes. Do not joke with your teeth because it may worry you in the future. Over the past 30 years that we introduced Procode onto the market, that has no competitor. We have again introduced Kojak Oral Care onto the market with the same high quality standard like Kojak Charcoal toothpaste that makes your teeth whiter and stronger. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste that makes your teeth stronger, fights against toothache, and lathers well, leaving your mouth with an improved fresh taste and breath. If you have a sensitive teeth when you take something cold or hot, yours is to go for Kojak P and Kojak F together with the mouthwash. Go for Kojak Oral Care products because Kojak dear, it be quality keke.
This advert is FDA approved.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
To all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Globe Road,
all you Artetas of Africa, of Accra,
of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Talo.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Oreku Ampofo. We do start off from the under-20 camp. That's the Black Satellites who finished top of Group A at the ongoing WAFU Under-20 Zone B Championships after a 1-0 draw with Togo, the host, in their last group game. Jerry Efriye, who's the striker for Ghana, gave the team an early lead with his third goal of the tournament before the Togolese equalized in the second half. Ghana finished the group stages with 5 points ahead of Niger, who picked up 4 points after beating Benin 1-0 in their final game. The Black Satellites now await their opponent in the semi-finals of the competition. remember that it's only the 2 finalists who qualify for the AFCON, that's the under-20 AFCON. And so the Black Sunlights are just one more win away from qualifying for the competition. But let's do some Ghanaian players abroad, where Abdul Mumin has been named as the Rayo Vallecano Player of the Month for September. The defender was a very key player for the Rayo team that went unbeaten throughout the month despite facing strong opposition such as Atletico Madrid and then Girona. Mumin scored 1 goal and helped the team concede just 3 goals in September. His thunderous goal against Osasuna that sparked the comeback victory also won La Liga Goal of the Month for September. We move to England, where Antoine Semenyo has won the Bournemouth Player of the Month and also the Goal of the Month for September. The Ghanaian played every game for the Cherries in September and continued his brilliant start to the season, which saw him adjudged as the Bournemouth Player of the Month for August. The forward has scored the most goals, that's 3, for the club in the Premier League this season. Well, before we go, let's get the latest scores from the UEFA Champions League Match Day 3 action in the league phase. Atalanta already played in the first game. They're drawing with Celtic, and then Brest also being held by Leverkusen there. Those were the 2 early kickoffs. Barcelona actually have doubled that scoreline, and so they lead by 3-1 against Bayern Munich. Feyenoord lead Benfica by 2-0. Young Boys are currently holding Inter Milan to a goalless draw. Red Bull Salzburg also doing the same with Dinamo. And then Atletico Madrid have an early lead through Julian Alvarez. Liverpool also lead Leipzig. And then Manchester City leads Sparta Praha through a Phil Foden goal. Well, if you want updates on all these games, you can follow our social media coverage at 3 Sports GH on Facebook, Instagram, and then on X. My name is Ore Kwampofo, and up next on the bulletin is Entertainment with Adjo Anuela.
A place to thrive.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
There is a business in every woman. And then she works, juggling all that matters to her in seeming effortlessness. One thing is for sure, there is a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Accelerate your growth with finance and investment initiatives. Extend your reach with a free business website, access to digital and physical marketplace. Be empowered through exclusive networking and thought leadership platforms. Enjoy bonus reward with our Red Loyalty and lots more. To benefit from this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Miss
VIP.
Magnetic perfumes.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil, powered by 3 Entertainment.
But good evening. Let's get into some entertainment news updates here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, Ghanaian actress and mother of 5, Nadia Buari, says being a mother is her greatest achievement. She's also been opening up about her greatest lesson after 2 decades of acting.
I won't lie, but I think it's my greatest achievement.
Your greatest achievement?
Yeah, I think being a mother is my... You don't know what it feels like. I mean, this is not to say to like I mean, I'm not trying to sound any way to the people who are not able to have their own kids, but being a mother is just, it's beautiful. You wake up, you've actually created little human beings, and you wake up in the morning and they look at you and they smile, and all you hear is, "I love you, Mama."
Aww.
And I think and my kids love to remind me how much they love me. And I think it's the best thing in the world for me, even when I have a very chaotic day.
Your greatest lesson, having been in this industry for over 2 decades, what would you say you've learned so well? And if you could go back to just correct a few things and change, you would?
I think I'll trust less. A lot of people don't understand why I keep to myself. A lot of people don't understand why every time I have a break, I go into my car and my friend, like he said, if you get to know me, you would know that I'm the goofiest person. And a lot of people would say, and people misconstrue that as arrogant, you know, but I'm not at all. It's just, I've learned the hard way not to trust anybody, you know. So if I would do this, if I would go back to start all over, I would just go and do my job and go home.
Yeah. Now to some more stories. British actor Idris Elba has said that he will relocate to Africa within the next decade as part of his plans to support the continent's movie industry. The 52-year-old star of the hit series The Wire is behind nascent projects to build a film studio on the Tanzanian islands of Zanzibar, as well as one in the Ghanaian capital, Accra. Born in London, Elba, whose mother is from Ghana and father from Sierra Leone, has a strong attachment to Africa. He wants to leverage his star power to back its growing film business. And as he says, it is vital that Africans get to tell their own stories. I think I will move in the next 5-10 years. God willing, I'm here to bolster the film industry. That is a 10-year process. I won't be able to do that from overseas. I need to be in country, on continent, he noted. Well, that'll be it for the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
Thank you so much, Noella. Coming up, international news.
Nigerian President Bola Tinubu has reshuffled his 45-member cabinet, naming 7 new ministers, sacking 5 and reassigning 10 others to new portfolios. The ministers of Finance, Defense, National Planning and 2 junior energy ministers all retain their positions. The reshuffle includes renaming the Ministry of Niger Delta Development to the Ministry of Regional Development, the winding up of the Ministry of Sport, and the merger of the Ministries of Tourism and Arts and Culture. 4 people were attacked, and 3 of the injured are in critical condition. TV broadcasters showed footage of armed assailants entering the Two Souths building. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, alongside other world leaders and the EU, condemned the attack.
A reminder, still watching News 360 live from a news hub here at Adesawe in Kanda, Accra. We've got to say bye-bye to you at this time, but just stay informed with the very latest news, updates and exclusive videos by following us on Instagram at 3news.gh. Get breaking news stories, code cards and behind-the-scenes content all in one place. Don't miss out. Follow us at 3news.gh now. That's all for the news. For more news, you can do well to visit our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare.
And I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.